was so interesting. We were excited to dig into it and learn so much about this case. It appears this may be an unintended consequence of President Trump's recent tariffs. The 25% tariff on imported cars is meant to boost production of new American-made vehicles. So this Arizonan was stunned when his used Hyundai cost him almost $6,000 in extra tariffs.
So this is the car there.
Michael Bonsaver got a job opportunity he couldn't pass up in Saipan.
Saipan is a tiny 5-mile by 12-mile island in the middle of the Pacific, about 120 miles northeast of Guam, and it is a Commonwealth of the United States. Just walking around the car.
While he was there, Michael bought an SUV. When it was time to return to Arizona, he made arrangements to ship his vehicle home. It was loaded onto a boat in Saipan in early January.
Here is the customs document.
And arrived at the Port of Los Angeles in April with an extra 25% tariff tacked onto the invoice.
It's insane. I was stunned. I was just, thinking, am I just being, shafted? Am I being taken for a ride? This can't be the case. Front and back.
Michael says he believes his SUV shouldn't be subject to recent tariffs on imported vehicles because he purchased it in a U.S. Commonwealth, because it was shipped before tariffs were announced, and because he has no plans to sell it.
We argued, and it was like talking to a brick wall.
Ultimately, Michael had to pay the steep tariff to get his SUV and avoid extra fees at the port.
I am asking for your help.
We reached out to U.S. Customs and Border Protection. A spokesperson for the agency told us goods imported from U.S. territories of insular possessions, which include Saipan, are subject to the duties imposed by the recent executive orders unless exempt.
It's just wrong. It just doesn't make any logical sense to have to have paid that.
In an email, the customs broker involved in this case said, "We tried everything possible we could to get the duty exempted," adding, "I don't agree with CBP on this. It's his personal vehicle."
Honestly, if I had known this was going to happen, I literally would have handed the keys to a friend of ours in Saipan and said, "Here, have a car."
The customs broker in this case suggested possible legal action. That broker said that's really the only next best thing to do is to continue trying to appeal. But we were hearing loud and clear from CBP that this tariff stands.
Crazy, and the money's spent already. It's done, right? Just to get his car back.
Yeah, he had to pay that tariff to avoid extra charges, because if he didn't pay, he couldn't get the car, and then all of a sudden fees pile up on top of fees, at the port, and that would have made the situation even worse. So
what a mess.
I wonder, had he known all that, if he would have just sold it there and bought a new one.
He said he would just hand it over to some
literally,
friend.
he was like, I would have just handed the keys. It's a nightmare.
Wow. All right. I guess, it could apply to someone else in the future. You never know.
Exactly. And that's why he said, like, even if I can't get relief, make sure people hear this story so people know in the future.
All right, Susan, thank you.
Thank you.